Yes. Perfect.
Lasso number to Samala Ane Tashidele Momoshuyo Tambodela.
Many Tashidele to every one of you.
Tadiring also Ane Tanashoki Jaramuchi Tamuki Lamson Korla on Sonchu Nawade, Tiring also Yangonima Jashi Jarjong or Diniju Chiayin.
So today in the temple, His Holiness the Dalai Lama has actually given teaching on the Lama Tsonkhapa, the three principal aspects of the path. So right now during this class, we are going to do the revision of the morning class.
Yeah. Ane Kejur also Pojipenzo Kangi Matsumuki Kishin Namani Kejure Nimingla Jansen Sri Shuyo.
And my translator's name is my translator's name is Prabhu Dharma, and she is working at Library of Tibetan Works and Archives as a translator of the two Geshes, and my name is Geshe Gyaltsen Tsering.
Yena Korola Tine Tila Mambo Yoremone Mugilo Tila Mambo to the Inayang Tila Lamatu be Koron Tiringasola Nirovachini. Only the Jepeva de Leang also Sami Savjini. Can use?
So, like Geshe is saying that I extend my heartfelt thanks to you here in case me for assisting him to translate this class, even though she is so busy in her own household chores.
That didn't number Solea, the Lanson Namso Chatanchima, Didi Jenny, Descent and the Chisojayo, but then Nanchini number Solea, Didi Matochi.
Today I'm going to introduce or explain the text, the three principal aspects of path in a very brief manner. So I have arranged this text in a very concise manner. So accordingly, I'm going to explain.
Odzupe Chimo in Sonza, number of Chukele Dini by Naran, Suzu Gonjalaki, so adapt. That Chukele member in Nayan, so Gonon the Samboju, Chego Hajim Kichimo.
So first of all, before starting this text, it is very important to set a very good motivation or a very pure motivation. So setting the pure motivation is very crucial, is fundamental, and then if you, any of all of us here, if any you accepts the three jewels or follow the three jewels, then it is very important to make prayers or supplication to the three jewels. So unlike this, if one doesn't accept the three jewels or doesn't follow the three jewels, it is important to create or motivation. So this is creating the good motivation.
Steven is saying.
Sewe Jobi Tangi Zabayi, Sanza Shini Nana Johnson, Tony Niji, Zombie Jibi, Chicher Sanza, Kanja Dindu, Chana Bimu, Tenze Johnson, so on the Sojin, Tembari Chinchoki Mojo, Chajanya Berjobi, Choderna, Niji Chimbo, Yerojo, Pande, Tirte Saro Jebara Show. Lasso number 2. Ta lamji su nabo sombabu sure sidi kanleya Lama Tsonkhapa ta diri yarumu chi mombo sonson te dang ta ngusi ya yuwabu tu sure sina tsanggo pombo ngawan chakpa zayadi chadi yore
Tsanggo ngawan
chakpa.
So the author of this text, the three principal aspects of the path, is Lama Tsonkhapa. And the one who has actually requested Lama Tsonkhapa to deliver this teaching is called as Tsanggo Ngawa Thakpa.
That then lam ji su number sums, lam so nam sum because Nyamling su number sum sungure. Nyamling.
So here the title of the text is the three principal aspects of the path. So the three principal aspects of the path actually like refers to the three main like practices.
Yeah. That lam ji su number sum the car resid, Minjong, Chanju ji sem, Yandabi, Tawade, Tombani. What that is on.
Now the question arises, what are these three like principal paths or the three principal paths practiced by oneself? And the answer is the three principal aspects of the path. First one is the renunciation or the determination to be free from this cyclic existence. And the second one is the mind of enlightenment or the bodhicitta. And the third one is the perfect view. And here the perfect view refers to the wisdom realizing emptiness.
Yeah. That Tambo de la Yamazo, Kanlea Dini, Yogi Namazo Dawina, Dami Tikpoita Lozosha, Chobra Jobaham, Gamroham, Yana Shinitin Surusia, Jizan Lamana la Chancellor Laws, Atiga, Chojoya Seguri, Gamroyare, and the Givishin Tensor, or the Chazan Dinalaya, a song Yungure, Gamro,
Lama Tsonkhapa.
Oh, Lama Tense, Sama Dina, a song Yungure.
So first one here in the very beginning the text says Jeju Lama Namla Chakselo. So the English translation would be like homage to the venerable lamas. So here this veneration or this homage actually makes the offering to the lamas, and also it also reflects the taking refuge, and also this line reflects on how to rely on the spiritual master.
Yeah. So Lama da Jizin Jambe and Chigba Yimba Samlo Tami Tony, and Lama la Ichi Toina, so le Yachi, Pendo the Manga Yungure.
Lama da Jambea. So it is very important to like consider one's own Lama as indivisible to the Manjushri. So if one makes homage with this kind of like strong thought, it will generate like more benefit. So once you are able to think that these two Lama and Manjushri are indivisible, and then whatever practice you make, it will be very like beneficial.
Pejabayina, so Lota Buji Bayina, so Gela la Chitsum, Yundin Chimbon Tonga, Chitsum Kola, Ichi Yobatisoka, Gigandiga Qualok, the Soso La Pento, Chimbo Yoruba, Podina Shiri.
So for example, like however much the student like respects one's teacher, or like however much a student like trusts wholeheartedly, like trust one's teacher, that student like receives more like blessings or more benefits.
Yeah. That you the last summer Tamcha was it Gala, Nindinichi, Tigin Siaga, Tamcha.
So next one in Tibetan it says Sompo Tamchawa. So the English translation would be like promise verse. So here the author is saying that I'm making a commitment, and I'm going to complete these works and so forth and so on. So this.
Donda di Chushologa, Chik the Karasungore, Zitigan, Ninjong Samba, Chanju Ji Sim, Yandabi, Tawa Sumbo de Me, Adini Chanasola, Sewojinima, Sungayens.
So this verse, the first verse actually is the promise verse. So here, if I like explain this promise verse in a very like concise or a brief manner, then this verse is saying that the author is actually saying that I'm going to explain clearly about these three principal paths, which are the renunciation, bodhicitta, and the perfect view.
Yeah. That you all Shologa Chik the Karaze, not the number was.
Next is Nude number Kulwa is actually a request to like listen the teaching.
A pena no dance in a Carla orders in a pena di noche de do even di ola eco mevatan, Nalo Sama Imbatan, Kabuba Maimba Kaya and Diligini Yovana Dinala Chulibayana, and a coach to Yabo Sogore, to Pejotan Chogore, 아니 그 노지 양다방 노지 상마식이라.
So like here, like this word sentence in Tibetan is written as Nidin Nyempar Kulua, and the direct translation would be like requesting the suitable vessel to listen the teaching. So here the suitable vessel actually refers to the students, whoever is listening to the teaching. So here in this case, the Nidin means the suitable vessel. So if the vessel is upside down, or the vessel is leaked, or the vessel is like dirty or tainted, and then one would not be able to receive the teaching like thoroughly or perfectly.
Yeah. 다들 노지 상마데 딘딘 임바나 장아르초 임바이나 마르시 동고 미인 손자 맞소 임바이나 딘디가 로종 야다발라 소바 제발이야 하징금 특긴 부좀 소바지 창기요 손자 맞소 노단 덴바 자티 차요레스.
So we as a human being, we are able to like express our like thoughts, or we are able to explain through communication, and also we are able to understand everything since we are like human being. So therefore we are actually like abided with all the conducive factors. Since we are abided with all the conducive factors, therefore we are like addressed as suitable vessel to listen the teaching.
Yeah. Tanadi sholokati ko tonda ma didi de number sole jiwaina kansa kaniji imbayina ya matsi ndiga achi toko tamsum chitang chene nga sola gogo de ina ya to sola ya ta chit matsi kambo le ya kera chashin shikchi bo ma ches tambo.
So here, Tangbudra. So here the first line it says, those who are not attached to the joys of cyclic existence. So in a way this line is saying that we, whoever of us, like we as a human being, shouldn't be too attached in like accumulating or in like arranging the foods, clothes and so forth. So therefore we shouldn't be like preoccupied by in the course of like gathering foodings and clothings and so forth.
Yeah. 다나 지금 아주 다뤄졌던 저버지 상비 리팅 상본데 배주 약보지 토라야 당도 제고요레스.
So like we should like try to use this precious human life, a precious human life which is like actually endowed with 8 leisures and the 10 freedoms in a good manner, in a positive manner.
Yeah. 다디오들라 아니 상지 투 기바 나초이나 상지 가보 제사도 가르레지 삼바 상부지야 되리. 오, 도sol야 좀바식 침보 제니가 아 미드소 계란소다 자자지니 알람지수고 남바스인데 양다바 녀쇼오세. 다돈데 노데 냠버 크로아자 되리.
So here like this last third line is saying that, and who place their trust in the path that pleases the conqueror, O fortunate one, listen with an open heart. So here it is saying that the one thing that actually like pleases the conqueror or the Buddha, the way that actually like pleases or delight the conqueror is like by having a very kind heart, good intention or a kind heart. Only through this means only the Buddhas or the conquerors are delighted. So here the Lama Tsonkhapa is saying that the students who are actually like working in like pleasing the conqueror should like listen carefully to the teaching that I'm going to explain.
Naya. That the order Tambo Lamjitsu number Sumganani, Tambo Ninjung Samba de Sonyungure.
So the following verse number 3 actually starts with the sense of renunciation. This verse is actually related with the teachings to develop the sense of renunciation.
Yeah. Tangaro Solea, Tsu Kange, Nyota Mombochi, Karalatini Yungure, so la Dumur Kange Kang Tedenigo, Tombo Telea, Dumur could get the Yapuch Moons and Tuyomares.
So right now, like, we like actually like encounter or experience lots of like difficulties, lots of like problems in our daily life, and then like This day. And then like all these like problems are actually experienced by us solely because of not being able to recognize the very causes of all those suffering that we are undergoing.
Yeah. Then do more raba tending also once a cheat to your imbayina, to so imbayina, not so some locartan gore. That's what the chachin or not so ranshin or imba, some lotani, deleachi, Garza, Tardo no, Tarvi Tablam do the Lestun, Shingiyomaris.
But then like we are like able to like recognize the course sufferings and also the causes of these course sufferings. But then like we, even though we are able to recognize the course suffering, but then we tend to think that, oh, it is natural, oh, this is the intrinsic nature of it. So and then we like never ever like develop the desire to be freed from this kind of course sufferings.
Go,
Diles
go,
katisla.
Ale.
Zawa sumba dish. Sumba di ne jung lesa.
Minjon lesson.
Sumba dish.
Ale, Minjon some Kiku Jimson.
The reason, third one is the reason.
That is understood. Oh, there. That any young chick carry on your race, the also to cho chick the car race the Ganlea to Mambo Chilea, that's two chisho and also Dumur Canelea, Hon there to Susugo, Su and also Gila and Dosha say Chiruba. Dosha the ship, Doba the ship cheddar with King, also I need you Dumur Canalola, Hon there, yes.
So many of us are like falling into the suffering. We always like experience suffering. The main reason of like us like falling or experiencing suffering all the time is like because of like high intensity like attachment or desire within us.
Tabja Desha.
This is
But me Lolo de Yodra. They are the cause of the chicken, the nuts.
Gang. Yeah. Sumba teles kisla. Mom yagula.
On the
Third one, look at third one.
Oh, yeah. The pet dinner in my in the Nazo dinning also Yamugut on the Hako, Carre Laina, Pena, me swim by Imbaina, me Chusona la day on the Calamit and Doba Chimbuchi Imbaina. The meter the Hajing a Corompa and Doba Chietani, meter the Yako Yomares in the Doba Chimbo de la Mik Gabochim Doa, Roya.
So like here in the earlier Geshe has already said that because of that high degree attachment, we like experience number of suffering in our life. And then here Geshe is saying that this can be known through our own like experiences while living in the society. So in the society, a person who has like so much desire, who has like so much like attachment, that kind of person is like disliked in the society, in the community as well. And also that kind of person is like designated as a bad person because of that high intensity desire or the attachment.
Yeah. That number to Chishin Guachilla. Doba than Docha, you covered the giver the Chishin Gurda. Young also tuning Doba Chi, your Mare, Tinila, your Mare. Inayan Doba tell you giving Doba matches in the Tatonda, De La Wood, Dochas and the tell you giving Doba.
So here, like in the Tibetan, it says Döba and Döcha, but then when we translate, I think I should translate for the Döba like yearning for, like wishing for something, and then second one is attachment. So therefore, like we need to like first like differentiate these two like terms, the yearning for something or wishing for something and the attachment. So here the attachment means like having like excessive like desire for something. So that could be like meant as the like attachment.
Imbayina also young Yur Zambo than Java Zambo with Chole and Doba Chimbo Kazu Chetumna Yagayores. Ina young Sozola Kangetea, the Dumurkia, Dindigo Mubo to Sola, the Yur to Sola, and in Doba Kazu Chunchu Chetumna, Sozola Kange the Numayores.
So like it is very important to like develop like a desire or like attachment towards the positive objects or the positive actions. So in this case, we need to like develop more and more like attachment or more and more like wishing or running after it. And then unlike here, Gishla is saying that it would be like wise for us to like have a small or like a less amount of like desire or like yearning for something towards the object that like produces or that generates like suffering or problems to oneself.
남진에게 가르카람 되고서는 지도 제 고사를 지도 제 고래스 지도 제 무고사도 솔 지도 제 무제 줘 말이스 다라나신 그 노바 첨부 제 고사는 노바 첨부 제 제나 디그레스 노바 첨부 제 무고사들은 노바 첨부 마치스 호텔라도.
So usually I like randomly like advise to the people that the objects that needs to be interfered should be like interfered by oneself, and then like object we doesn't need any interference at all. So that kind of object we shouldn't like interfere too much. We should stay away from it. And likewise, so here Gishla is saying that objects which needs to like develop more desire, in that kind of object you should like incline, you should like acquaint more and more, and an object that like that produces or that generates suffering, you should have less like amount of like desire.
被小白呢做跑秀对基督国家在什么对达人说的基督国家对吧基督国家了呀他们上长完中对了家的工具的话家的那都刚人啊呢你呀看当妈看当他经过这一辈呢起码你的看得有的起码看得有的我们那边我们把这个机器人我们那边你呢就是长完的你接的我们那边我家呀个这个爬这个我们那边现在都说干了这几多节目过来了几多节的干了他的跟我们这的对的看上我这个做了有吧我的解决了的
So here in the So here in the Megalodganj nearby the bus station, there is a chair which Tibetan like nicknamed or designated as the gossip chair. So if you go by there, then you will see that all the old people like sitting on there. Since the chai or the tea is not so like expensive, it's cheap over there, and then people, especially the old people, used to buy their cheap chai, and then they were looking up and down, and then gossiping all the time. Oh, this person is doing that person doing, or someone did that. All this like they are gossiping, and then while like gossiping all these, while interfering the lives of other people, like rigorously. They were like counting their beads one by one, saying, "Oh, money pay more." So.
내양 데 텔레 민 테바노 데 카르타기오스 코조 주도 급작라고 너 급작 내 텔라고 미 주도 급작라고 급선하죠 네 가르데 띵고라 제림보디 디고라 다 타마텔라 급도 타모차로 요로 다 노디가라 급도 트란시시 제니 아데 노데고로
So people used to like name this long chair as gossip chair, but I have actually renamed this chair by saying that this chair that is freezing the bump. Because for a long time they chat and then their bump becomes freezes.
야 제상에 디 갈라고 요새데 다 돈당하러 쓰고 무세데 런탕 첨부 인송자 가서 돈다 요살라 무세데 땅고리 마도 돈다 메사 딘딜래야 소소고 무세데 촐라소예요 말이에스 돈데
So in this, I want to like say that since this human life is so precious, since this human life is so precious, therefore we should try to engage this human life in a meaningful like way, in the meaningful like acts and so forth. Therefore, it would be wise to not spend this life in a non-meaningful way.
Oh yeah. 다 되는 데 넘버 2 당인 좀 삼바께서 무들이 데라 니용교레스 니데가르레진 센델라야 나신 도바단 치말라 나신 도바진 니용교레
So next one is Nejungi Sambaki Sunula, and this translation the way of the actual way of generating the sense or the mind of renunciation. And this actual way of developing the sense of renunciation has got two part. One is like ceasing the attachment or the ceasing the preoccupation to this lifetime, and the other one is ceasing the preoccupation to the next life.
Yeah. That sendala na di corona la carriorse non shi shasa shi non shi do base shasa shi. Itanda coron lamso namso corona la shasa shi do. Yimba ina ngarong ko semle atese ji tindi masano tang de non shin do ba jandu shin shin do ba. Tilam na nga semle pembo do nga ngarong ko tele jandu shin sin jibai. Da donda sendala non shi do ba de la ya tablam de carriorse na tablam ni res.
So here, in this text, Geshe has written like the Sanat Nang Shen, but in the actual like root text, it is written as Nang She, Shasa She. But then Geshe had changed She into Shatambo Shena Shen, and Geshe is saying that according to him, this Shen is like more effective. Therefore, Geshe has written as Nang Shen, Shenba, grasping Allah. And then. So here and then Father Geshe is saying that there are actually two like methods or two means to like dispel or reverse the there are actually two means or methods to like reverse the attachment to this life.
Da ni de gar residi dinang do. Dan jo nye ka dang anin chiwa mi ta ba ya go chi samlo tang ba ina sendele ya chajin de do no yes.
And these two means that actually dispel the attachment towards this lifetime are the contemplating on the difficulty of attaining this precious human life endowed with 8 leisures and 10 endowments. And then like second method is by contemplating on the impermanence of death. So if we are able to like think about the difficulty of attaining this precious human life and the impermanence of death, definitely our attachment towards this lifetime will be like reverse or like cut off.
Yeah. Da chimi naji dobe dala dobi tablam dala ya ani tablo ni yong yo res.
And the next one is the ceasing the preoccupation for the next life or reversing attachment to the next life. Again, it has got two methods.
Yeah, they got raised the gala late junde kola samlo yak botaya chi. Anti tolea dini got raised the korwachedang cheta dumur la samlo tambayina, a chamala chashin the tono yure.
And as I said earlier, there are two means to like dispel the attachment to the next life, and these two means are like contemplating on the karma and its result, and the second one is like thinking about or contemplating about the general and the specific sufferings of the cyclic existence. So these are the two means to like eradicate.
Number Zolange ta dana di le jumde zade namgini kara jude yozde. The Tsering dan tomba nguyo netan dan tomba songu yore mato tagaze chi de tagaze tozo no da dini mares. Le jumde zade.
So like regarding this karma and its result, so this karma and its result is actually going with the reality, and this karma and its result is like and it is going with the science. And it is not like just a mental creation. So basically this karma and its result is saying that if you do good action, If you engage in like positive action, you are going to experience the positive result. It's so simple. And similarly, it is saying that in contrary, like if you engage in like bad actions or the negative actions, you are like going to experience the bad result. So this is as simple as this.
배샤바이나 내 콩라 배 지식바이나 콩알에 저식그래봐야 그 바치식사디가라 콩알에 저식그래 대마이 바지는 콜레야 참보지 콜레 야고 제바이나 그롱에 셈바 가보인 송상알이야 타나 게모이나 야고지 게그래봐야.
So like for example, like if I hit him, then like as a result, as a consequence, he is going to hit me back. And then in contrary, like if I be nice to him, like kind or nice and talk politely to him, definitely he's going to reverse same like reaction to me. He's going to be polite with me and then nice to me.
그나르자 랑갈로 판서 도에 가블이 바이나 미교는 거 마시바지 바이나 다시델레 람니파 카가 측상보 팔람나 파샤디 할로 다시델레 소야 측상보 랍근도 와요.
Yes. So if you like be kind to other people, for the least that people will reciprocate with a good smile to you. So this is obvious actually. And then on the way, like if you meet a stranger, even though you are so stranger to that person, you like greet that person by saying hello, tashi de like that person is definitely going to reciprocate same.
다나 제 랑갈로 판서 도에 가블 페나 소소 동바가 남지르 토니 동바마 루니 지니 파쇼 미드 츠오니 가나 딜레 물로도다나 파쇼 미디야 지니 수솔에 츠 남지 디캬토니 누구도 와야 돼. 내가 좀 동시로 봐요.
Yes. So similarly, so on the way, if you like go with a very serious look, and then you tend to look, give a very bad eye to the person on the way, and then that person will also like give a bad look to you or show you a very bad expression.
다나 지금 뺀데 캐나조이 바이나 만치와지 로 춘주레도 로 춘주에 손자 소소고 파마 단다 샤브식 요바이나 파마레 약보치 파마라 다 젠다 마지나 카바토니 측상보 파마레 고야 가르지나 나나식 로 침보 차차디 간라 잘라셔다 코조 돈이리요 말이 다 코조라 주 가르고레 세와 고고레 부 세와 고고레 세와 고고요 손자 파마레 측자보 신들이 제다 마음바 제난조 제난조 야 파마차 소소 부 침보 차원디가 소소 부에 제난라 세와 야고치그리 제나 gengo 차디가 부 제난라 세와 야고치그리 돼.
So like here, like many of you are like young, and then like if your like parents are with you or like your parents are alive, and then it is very important to be very nice to your parent and talk like politely with your parent. And then even if your parents are living like in a long distance or far away, it is very important to make a call to them oftenly. And then like when you like talk with your parent, it is very important to use a very polite like words to them, because when your parent is like aged or like old, at that point of time they don't have any interest at all in the objects or the gifts or the things. They don't have interest at all in the physical things. So they one thing that they yearn for or they look for is the love from their children. So they are only like seeking for the love from their children. Therefore, you should be like very, very mindful in this part. And then like it is very important to be very nice with your parent. And then like many of you are, as I said earlier, very young, and then you are going to get married, and then you are going to have a children. So if you like be nice to your parent, then like definitely your children, your like future children will be like nice to you.
마또 안타나가 나로 시온이요 나라 고르몬이요 당가 파말레 되었지 뭐고 라카치다 마음바 남식이 지나 소소 gengo 차그리다 gengo 차위 가블라 소소 욕보지 못비 가블이야 디 가블이야 세와세야데 하진 거를 망치 못 차노고.
So right now, like you shouldn't think that, oh, I am like knowledgeable, I have acquired this and that knowledge, and this I am learned, and then I have this money money, and therefore I don't need to keep relation with my parents. So this kind of thinking you shouldn't like hold at all, because like you are like destined to like become old at some point of time in future. You are destined to become like old. At that point of time when you become old, you will only like seek for love, and then at that point of time you will think, or you will like realize that how precious this love is.
Pena tandine kola ngarocho migu tapto migu nyamdo dinichi nyamdo roto ya dang ya rango thomba dinichi sukadare so pami kadare tanda dinal chanchu ko semze ajido pami chanchu semla tini ngacho tandine kola pe dinichi jiten kable yan so top ko yore.
So right now we are like we are like able to do everything by ourselves. We are able to go with other people. We are like stand by ourselves. We are actually sufficient, and this is solely because of the kindness of our parent. Because our parent has like raised us with so much love, nurtured us with so much love, and solely because of that their kindness, we are able to like become sufficient, like go with the other people and all this.
Tam durdi shawaina le jundi saade karsungo rezina chendrawa yi le chebam chipitinda nitun jongs kena yabo chena kena la yabo yungre kena dugo chena kena la dugo yungre zin kachate shewa.
So regarding the concept of the karma and its result is basically saying that whatever karma that you sow, the result that you are going to like experience. So as I said earlier, if you do good, you are going to experience good. If you do bad, you are going to experience bad.
Tan khorwi dungor rasi dikala jan samashi bai na ngarcho mile bai na kange karandu ke gana chi dungor shikchembo do gengo chak masam bai na ya ransing gengo chando rawa me per gengo chando du na masam bai na ya rawa me per na yung du shima shindo ba yo mar de rawa me per shindo do to so chama ya ngacho kange chi.
So regarding the suffering of the cyclic existence, so like for a human being, when we talk about the suffering of cyclic existence, it is said that human beings are always like tormented by the suffering of birth, aging, sickness, and death. So we are actually bound by these four kinds of sufferings as long as we are human or otherwise. And then like even though we don't want to become old, we like do not like become old voluntarily by us, solely like involuntarily, like we are by without our choice we are like bound to like become old. And then similarly, even though we don't want to experience any sorts of sickness or sickness befall on us, we don't want to encounter any sorts of diseases in our life, but then we had to undergo sickness involuntarily again. And then with regarding the death as well, it is similar that even though we don't want to die, but then we have to die out of choice. So these are the sufferings of the cyclic existence.
다나징 가르치고 통출라 옆이 던로도서 임바이나 도서 알렌시 뜨미비 등을 찌라 찌사비 등을 메이 코르초크 등을 텔라서 방아서 통출라 어디네도.
And like this again, these animals experience number of like suffering in their life, in their respective life, and then they basically like experience the suffering of like ignorance or stupidity, and then second one they encounter or experience the suffering of eating one another, becoming the prey of other animal, and then the third one is the suffering of exploitation.
제가 드네인 손자 드니고 강에다 등월다 녀다도 소라 삼로 식침모다니 소소고 도solaya 지 트렌도세는 미도 안지 문도 봐 식침모 제토와이나 텔레테니 지데 쳔말라 차진도 그래 지데 쳔마 센더단 지데 쳔말라 차진도나 인종고 삼바자데 양다바 지랑지 란란수지라 제토 그래스.
So like if you think like seriously on these kind of surfing that we have like just now discussed, and and if you are able to think about the difficulties or the problems of the cyclic existence in a very high degree, then you will like develop the mind to be separated from this kind of sufferings, and this in this manner we will be actually able to like reverse or like cut out the attachment to this life as well as the next life.
Yeah. 다 되네. 다 민중의 삼바 기비 탑도 되는 som바이나 다 민중의 삼바 랑길에 기비 체. 소소기를 기비 체의 가르레스 디간다 다 된디고 두모도 시비 토니 그소래야 아주 트란도도 랑 낭기 소소기를 기 som바이나 민중의 삼바자 랑길에 기 용요레스.
So next one is the degree to which the sense of renunciation has arisen in one's mind or in one's mental continuum. And then here Geshe is saying that after knowing the or after recognizing the different kinds of sufferings, and then developing the sense to be freed from these kind of sufferings, and then only the sense of renunciation will be developed within oneself.
पेशाबाइना तिरिसा तंदे ने कोला पे ngata ngaji chebi kansa ke jelaya docha ta khondro tsu chi kinte je thewaina lamsa ngangi ke yungdo o te nanshin do ji de lo sangbo ko chotanda o dini tsu ngangi dini ngangi ke za ta dini chi jagres ngangi ke za
so when this determination to be freed from the suffering is spontaneously generated oneself, then one has actually developed the sense of renunciation from this cyclic existence. So the degree is here. So once you generate that the desire to be freed from this cyclic existence without any effort, voluntarily, at that very point the renunciation is developed within oneself. For example, right now we as an ordinary being, so we by meeting a small a factor or so small causes and condition, these afflictive emotions such as attachment, anger is arising spontaneously without any effort. It is spontaneously arising when it meets the causes and condition. So that so these afflictive emotions are spontaneously arising in us. It is quite obvious to all of us. So similarly, likewise, this kind of spontaneity towards the determination to be freed from this cyclic existence is developed by oneself. Then one has actually reached this sense of renunciation. Understood? What's it?
This one? That you the lam the kaza chanchu ta ramba niba the lam jisu namba samgani chanchu sim gum gubi gim sender.
And the next one is the second, which is the about the mind of enlightenment or the bodhicitta. And then Geshe has addressed the sixth verse as the reason for cultivating the mind of enlightenment.
Yeah. Ta chanchu ko sim gum gubi gim sender kara songo re sidi kanaya. Ninjungo samba yang takwa ji yoba ina chanchu ko sim meba ina sangi kumbo zayade tok tok yo mare di chani
So this next, the verse number is 6 is talking about the reason for cultivating the mind of enlightenment. So basically address the very reason to arise the mind of enlightenment. And here Geshe Lama, this verse is saying that the even though one has develop the sense of renunciation or the determination to be freed from this cyclic existence, if one has not developed or cultivated the mind of enlightenment or bodhicitta after developing the renunciation, the state of Buddhahood would not be achieved by oneself.
Yeah. Da janchu ko sim gomsar umud kani chire sidigan tandi na songdo janchu ko sim gomsar umud kani chini gom go gore sidi dan dona karre simje dumar wala muni 아니 장주고 셈도 공고요레스.
The next one is like actual way of generating the mind of enlightenment. And then
심지어 등으로 알아보니 장주고 셈도 공고요레스.
so we need to like generate or cultivate this mind of enlightenment by observing the like poor sentient beings who are like tormented by this suffering.
뺑에 담보 전화서라 뺑리 라고 전샤바이 나라와야. 뺑나 가르쳐 지금 디아캅다 뭐뭐 뽐보 전도 연이가 강사치 임바이나 가르고고레지나 담보들라야 미망그 강에다 미망그 등을도 통위 토니 다 미망들라 강에 드니 진도 미망들라야 드니게 지금 펜돈 드니 지제 토야게 체다가 니버도 뭐뭔가 뽐보 제고도 삼비 삼로지 요고로 와.
뽐보 약보들라.
뽐보 약보지나
so like if I give you a very like simple like example, then it would be this to become very like wise or to become a good leader of the nation. The main thing to be like required by that good leader would be like thinking about the needs of the people under him, under his jurisdiction or under him. And then it is very important to see the sufferings and the needs of the common people. If one is able to see about the suffering and the needs of the common people, that person, whoever wants to become a good leader, would become a good leader.
Kena 제가 말초 semjezaga drola pencher 상진 drop gogundu doa semjela pento vicheta dodanga sangje gogundu senadigidu yana semjela pento cheni bigo nubata debi kansa chegi yense atonda terida
so when
semjeza
so regarding the mind generation, so when you recite the prayer of mind generation, you say that for the sake of benefiting all sentient beings, I need to attain the sentient beings. So here the objective of attaining the enlightenment is to benefit the poor sentient beings.
Yeah. Ona semjela pento chegoya karres yoya semjela pento chegoya karres ne tande dinale tine shida chuji gingi kirse ala so patini di tat so ri la mogo ajini chano so la tonda do la vaina tande shida chuji gingi kir ko tande 그래. 슈저 슈지 진짜 도가는 게 지금 뭐 다우서 차기 돼 무슨 말이면 마침 근데 근데 쓰겠지. 가르치 가르치니. 좀 만나는 만나는 된다.
가도. 생기실래 찍힐래 봐.
네. sorry. 다들 잡으면 눈에 그 마디나니 돈다 나초라 가르자 셈전도 졸라 주 가르레지 무시비어 몽바식 전부도 당보데 아니바다 따와 로바 되니 따와 나니 따와 양따바 뭐이마 따와 로바식 전부도 선바데 되니 도차 전부 두스 되니 다 시바다 레 랭엠바게 릭식 전부요 송사 딘디고 시 왕기 다 야니 양다 둥 야니 양다 강에 딘디 짱짱 뇽니 데데 두스 다 돈다 데
So here, in the earlier Geshe said that in the mind generation prayer, we say that in order to like benefit all sentient beings, I need to attain the state of enlightenment. I need to become the enlightened. So here, like, and the next question here arises is that why the sentient beings needs to be benefited. What is the reason for like benefiting the sentient beings? And in the following verse, it is saying in the verse number 7, it is saying they are being here. So the Geshe is saying they are refers to the sentient beings. They are being swept away constantly by 4 powerful rivers. So here the the Choshidra, 4 powerful rivers are like sentient beings are actually bound or swept by the ignorance. First river is the ignorance, and the bad view. Second one is the bad view, and then third one is attachment, and then the fourth one is the bad karma. So here basically sentient beings are swept away by these 4 powerful rivers. Therefore they are always in their life or repeatedly experiencing suffering. And then we have to know that they are repeatedly experiencing suffering because they are being swept by these 4 powerful rivers.
Yeah. 다 상계 송바이나 당아서 상계해야 돼. 돈다디 장치고 공부해야 돼. 더 송바이나 semjala pendo che kanichini tugurezi ti takiwa ani marikpala sopa meba sobi tablam tumbi tonda gerga pita pochi chagire so gela.
So here if one achieves or attains this state of enlightenment, if one becomes enlightened, then one would be able to benefit all sentient beings. So here in this case, the enlightened being is being able to benefit all sentient beings because they are actually equipped with the methods and the skillful means. No, and there once one become the enlightened being, one actually becomes a very a perfect teacher to the sentient beings.
Penangaru so tirisanyin zambulile tata. Zambulile chulu tsami nalola lama chimbo da lama tsawa chimbo nyamle pitapo yoni. Pe ngone yarbo che tsombi tape de najing yishu kachi laso pe tindi tsami nalola lama ngone tani pe nyamle sedan de ma yoni mangbo yore. Yimbayina koso soso dirjale ya pendo che dande zu lojong te chu song. Kiranzo dindi samlo tangure dindi samlo matasin dindi ko lojong te amato shanda che amdo ay tamushina.
In this world there are diverse number of religions, be it Christianity, Islam or Buddhism, or there are many religions, and all the gurus or all the masters of these different religion are actually a great practitioners, are actually a great masters, and the way they bring benefit to the people, whoever is following them, is through the means of giving teachings to the students. And then they tend to advise their followers by saying that, oh, this you have to think this and that way, you have to go this and that way, you need to study this and that. So only through this means the teacher used to guide their respective students. And then other than this, there is no other means to guide or advise their respective students.
Kakola ngaruzo tsami ge samlo na karazo o konjo la so atabayina konjo ngazo dungur ke ne ya de tendo ya noji ane konjo go chelo na ya noji de ding samlo tani mombo yore de hajing ge khagore da hajing ge khagore o zu cheshur konjo go kalo na yo de ngazo de lo jong che de nyamne che bayina de ge pento gore pena dire jar mo je sonsa. Also 진실화 차 되어야지 이나 남비기 추던 아주 페미스 비다고 좀 되어야지 이나 대양 로종 기침보리 송용도.
So many of us think that just by making supplication or making prayer to the three jewels, we will be freed for the suffering. We tend to think that, oh, if we make a supplication to the three jewels, the three jewels will drag us out from the suffering. But then it is actually impossible. So and actually it is very hard to three jewels to drag us out directly from the sufferings. So therefore in order to be freed from this cyclic existence, it is very important to follow the teachings given by the three jewels, the instructions given by the three jewels, and we need to study the teachings set by the three jewels. Through that only means we would be able to free from this serve different kinds of sufferings. And this morning, even like His Holiness Dalai Lama has said that we Tibetans are like exiled in this country, or we are refugee. But then here, His Holiness Dalai Lama has stressed that even though we are like in this very bad state, in this pathetic state, being an exiled or being a refugee, but then we are like a perfect practitioner of Buddhism. So this His Holiness Dalai Lama said, and then His Holiness Dalai Lama has stressed that it is very important to study the Dharma, study the teaching. So studying is the most important.
단들이 샤바이나 가르쳐 가르치고 요래 시디 장주고 셈셈의 민즈고 다나 마다나레 돈다 가르쳐 쇼키야 랑바니 송테 디리님아 지등아 미냠도 도고 요래 디인수랑에 지금 셈신 간이 질레 임바이나야 돈당에 펜강토토 가르세님의 페마토나 노바자니니 지금 매 삼비 삼로 돈다 디니지 요바이나 맞아 보상보 보모상보세야도 차위 요래 장주고 돈라야 장주고 셈세야도 냠네 제고다.
So even though this name, this Chanjusem or the Bodhicitta or the mind of enlightenment is so glorious, is so fascinating, but then here Geshe is saying that regarding this mind of enlightenment, here Geshe is saying that as soon as we get out from the bed, as soon as we rise up in the morning, we need to think that, oh, today I need to go with the people, I need to socialize with different people, and then while socializing with other people, I'm going to like benefit other people as much as I can. And then even though I'm not being able to help or extend any sort of help to other people, I'm not going to harm other people, other sentient beings. So this kind of concept, it basically means the mind of enlightenment. So
돈단도 디샤바이나 장주고 셈세아도 베 민직 보여래 동반이세아도 민직 보여래 디니야야 상가세아도 민직 보여래 대소 민직 보여 마요 말에 또 무보네 땅 하루처럼 소소게 길라 요고 그래마도 소소게 길라 메와이나 딱그 hir치찬이 직보 가네 지여바이나야 시다 벤도요 말이다.
So these names like such as Bodhicitta or the mind of enlightenment and the emptiness and the secret mantrayana, all these seems very like fascinating, again very glorious. And then like so in this respect here Geshe is saying that we need to like imbibe, or we need to like generate these kind of like positive thought within our own mental continuum, within ourselves. So like generating these positive thought within the continuum of oneself is very important. And then if one doesn't try to like associate with these kind of positive thoughts, or try too hard to like generate these kinds of positive thoughts, however much these names are so glorious or so like fascinating or so glorious, these are not going to like bring benefit at all to oneself. Therefore the
Peshabaina Misan Chivolia Ani Juchala Kanti Sawa Chimbo Yobaina Trambola Pentomindo. What did the Chiva Marutsu Imbaina, the Zuna Lola, Chancho Sims in the Dindigo Yorida. So tell a Lojo Machin, Yamle Machina, Mazo Tambo the Chiva Chichan Chano Yori, Ding Nazola Musu Pengio.
So for example, these wealthy people, the privileged people or the rich people has got lots of like fascinating things or very like precious like objects in their home. So even though they are like full of these precious things and the expensive things, their expensive things which they own doesn't like benefit at all to the poor being. Only they are having. These objects are not benefiting at all to the poor people. So likewise, however much these bodhicitta, emptiness are so glorious, unless and until we like associate with these, or we try to like cultivate these in our mental continuum, these glorious names or these glorious designation would never like bring benefit to us.
Yeah, in Namjini Karishubios, the Ganapena, the Sola Lojon Chibi Kavlia, Miko Zilata Nanshin Chini, Atini Lojon Chiki Omares, Karachi Gores, and Chishi Ronyo Nanshin Tony, Soso, 아니 로종 체고레스 데 가르라고레스 돈다 디 로종 디나라 간 라자 상보도 소소가 셈다 데와서 고레레 어디라고 다 돈다 소소가 셈다 데와서 고레스
So whenever you do the whenever you like study this kind of like tests, it shouldn't be like eye consciousness watching or observing the physical form. So unlike that, whenever you like tend to study this kind of teaching, it should be like a tongue consciousness, apprehending or tasting the taste. So that much in detail you need to like study these kind of text. So in this I'm trying to say that whatever you study, you should relate this object of learning that you have already learned with the with your mental continuum, with your inner self.
모모 신보 주요바이나 디그 쪽세 강나 모모 신보도 요바이나 모모라 무게 따니 디 틸레 소소 조고 도지니 모모라 디 따니 데데와이나 무게 가져 따와이나 소소 조고 자음이도 요야 다 가르치고 누 소소 조고 자고나 다가라 모모야 레니 소소 자고도 제식 용고도 제식 마녀나 소소 조고 자고 말 소소 조고 동바 임바이나 모모 배신보 통거리다니 따디와이 그거
So for example, like if there is a very delicious momo before you, and then like if you like keep like gazing at that delicious momo, thinking how delicious it is, and if you like keep on like looking at that momo, your like stomach will never be full by that, just by gazing at that momo. So like unless and until you move your hand, you move your body and like eat that momo and then taste the momo by your tongue consciousness, by your tongue, your tongue, you are not going to like be full. So like in order to be full, you have to like taste the momo.
Yeah. 제가 된대인 손자 데리자로 뭐 제가 맞을라 람소 남성당 다나지가 장주선비 다 장주가 샘께당 어디서 걸래 송 요바 나신 그 돈이 나로 소소가 니마레가 맞세가 나로라 소소가 레카다 냠도 아니 데리가 샘바 장부 제고야 돼다 기침을 차대요래.
So today, His Holiness the Dalai Lama has had actually given the teaching on the three principal aspects of the path, and also he had like given the teachings on the mind generation, briefly which is a mind generation, and therefore after like listening to His Holiness Dalai Lama, it is very important to apply all these precious teachings in our daily life. We need to relate the teachings that we have like studied with our own like in our life. Therefore like it is very important to like to be kind always, having a kind-heartedness or developing that kind mind is in our daily life is very important.
Lasso dati yancho de carrez de ngaso chanjo ko sem lam je chu na ma sum gna ne ni ba de gum sar ta dati tine chikche ta sumba de tomba ni ko kordang e didi no chikche ni ma shu shagin.
So with this we have like finished on the teaching related with the generation of mind of enlightenment or the Bodhicitta, and then we are going to the third section, that is the that is actually about the wisdom realizing emptiness. And then regarding this topic, the wisdom realizing emptiness, I'm going to like explain in a very like brief manner.
Yeah. Ta donda tomba nye se di kan la number so tomba nye se di kan la meba mejang tindi samlo tang jo ma donda tomba nye se di kan la onguyo ne tang se ta.
So when we like study about this emptiness, you shouldn't think like total like empty, or like you shouldn't think about non-existent, non-existence at all. So in this emptiness is like talking about the reality.
Ninalaya, a Nelu, Nelu, a Yinjitola, the Yojiri, a Nelu. Don't Nelu sit on Wio Netan de Shingores. We were Netan the Mashi Piwangi, Naso Lakangi Kariungores, Naso Nor, and in Notre Mambo Shore. Then Notre Shore Satikana, Teletini Kangi Mambo Yungores.
So here, like Gisela had said, that emptiness is like actually referring to the reality. Yeah. Emptiness is actually referring to the reality, or the direct translation would be like the ultimate nature. So when we talk about the emptiness, it is basically talking about the reality or the ultimate nature. So like in our life, like we are not being able to recognize the reality, and also we are not being able to know or recognize the ultimate nature. Therefore, because of failing to like recognize the ultimate nature, we like engage in many like erroneous actions, or the bad or the mistaken actions, and therefore like because of like engaging in the mistaken actions or the erroneous actions, we like experience suffering.
Then also, Tanguyo Tang, Cheronso in Baina, Nuntra the Mangayona Yavadu, Nuntra the Nunu Yavadu. Chiva, Koshin.
So I have a question for you all. So what do you think? It is better to have more like conflicts, or more like problems, or to have to be no to ma ina la bihal.
Nuntra the Mangayona Yagandu, Nuntra the Nungayona Yagandus.
So it is better, in your opinion, which one is much like more like better, having more problems or mistaken. Can't allow that no truth. He'll no truth.
Norwa, Norsong, Nuntra, Norwa than true.
It's some load of
Don't the Samlo,
So is it after the is it better to have like the more like mistaken thought, or is it better to have less mistaken thought in your life?
Kariyandu Nuntra Mangayona, very good.
Is it better to have more like less?
Less, oh, not to see in the money. Samlola Nuntra Mamboyona, Lungani Jawata, Nuntra Mambo Shodore, Lungani Javala Nuntra Mambo Shon on the Kala, million by in a Poktik Mawa, million and Geva Mawa, million and Dreva Duga Chano. Nuntra the Kazu Meva Tizoka, Midami Park and Relam de Nayayungu. Samlo Nala Nuntra the Shik Chimbo Yona, Lidanga Nilaya, Kajashedana, Namjukitan, the Nuntra Shik Chimbo Chanurva. Tini the Shik Chimbo Yona, the Mimi Park and Relam, and the Dugalu Shalagas.
However like strong our like however much our internal mind is disturbed, or internal mind is like towards the bad thought, our like simultaneously our outer actions, or our like physical and the verbal actions would be bad as an effect of that. And then because of that, by showing a bad expression, or by using an abusive word to other people, it is definitely going to create lots of like problems, or the lots of conflict in one's life. And therefore, in a way, one will have a very like bad relation with other people.
Yeah. Jaza, Tindian songs are Jimson Teletene, Tombanyes at the Kichembo Yambatan, Tombanyes at the Niver the Gungo Yorezo.
Therefore, it is very important to like realize the emptiness, and the realization of emptiness is very important.
Young George in also Samlojitan, the Gala, Tombanyes and a Donda Carres, the Gala, Chukandichi in a tender race. Gentile Tuni, Truco Yorimato, Gentila Matuni, Kaya Truki Yomares.
So like when we like consistently or constantly talk about the emptiness, it is basically saying that all phenomena are dependently arising. So in a way it is saying that all phenomena are like established or originated in dependence upon other. So that is emptiness, right?
Pesha by the Tiringa Zondin in Zenda Choya, Nazola Pesha. Nazondin Zenda and Sober Chevalaya, Tende Kazo Chogundu, a law Gundu, Sokan Yogundu, Ani Yenke Yogundu, Shenke Yogundu, Kager Gundu, Tape Mambo, Jitja Tende, Mambo, Zona Mazondin Zenda to Chotu.
So like right now we are having this class, the review class, and then like for this class, in order to hold this kind of class, many like causes and conditions are like needed. So without like depending on various like causes and conditions, this class would not be able to like held. And therefore, like for example, like in order to like hold this kind of class, it is very much dependent on light, PowerPoint, translator, and you all, also every one of you. So when all these courses are like gathered, we are able to like organize this kind of class. So in this way also everything is dependent on other.
Then I think Naru Solaya Deva, Natsugun Docha, Deva Deang, Yutan, Kin, Mambo Chitsoba Latini, Natsola Deva, the Chong Gugure Mato, Deva Sade, Anga Deva Dokundu, Sini, Conjola Soatania Yoma Yomar, Deva to Gugona, Divi Jiki Mambo to Zogo, so.
So like so the happiness that we desire. So the again, in order to experience the happiness that we desire so much, it needs to like gather. It needs to be like gathered with number of causes and conditions. So without depending on number of causes and conditions, without like accumulating or like gathering all these number of causes and conditions, the happiness would not be like experienced by oneself. So like just by like making like prayer to the three jewels would not like generate or would not like bring benefit to us. So for this simple like happiness that we desire, it needs to be like gathered with number of causes and condition. Once we are able to gather this number of causes and condition for the happiness, we are going to like experience the happiness.
Tana Shinga Commando be Dumur the Imbayanayan, Ko Jutan Kim, Mambo Chitsopa Latini, Junguyo Sonza, Sosola Dumur and Doka Mebayana, Dumur Jutan Moson with Tony, and Jutso, Mebazo Toyana, Ko Jibuta, Jibu Dumur the Junguyo Maries.
And the suffering is the one thing that we don't desire at all in our life. And then again here Krishna is saying that in order to like again this suffering is like produced by depending on number of causes and conditions. When the causes and the conditions of the sufferings are all met or gathered, sufferings are experienced by oneself. So like if we actually don't desire at all the suffering in our life, first of all, it is very important to recognize the various causes of the sufferings. And then like we need to eliminate all these causes and conditions of the suffering. Once we are able to completely eliminate all these causes and the conditions of the suffering, we would not experience the resultant suffering.
So Sami Gonda Kalarami Sonsa Chichena Tokoto, the Diana Momo Chisha, Momo. Ta Momo Suzo Momo Shimbo, Chindoku Yobaina Momo with you. Jutsu, Momo, you beat up Sagur. Ta Momo the Shida Shimbo Chindoku Mebaina, you should have Tatu Machine and Digure, the Vaya. Ta Momo Chitapchachi Mother Mebaina, Joshi Chidatina, Chitsomado, Tezerana. Momo Soshana, Momo Tapchachi Rano, Imbayana Momo Sambo Chigona, Momo Juta, Momo Tatic Chegore, Momo Jinchi Gona, Jutan Jinchi Tatic Chegore, Momo Tamachuso Gonaya, Ju, Nibo the Chichi, Tadi cekuk doa. Momo shena chokoto sama.
Since we all of us are yet to have the dinner, we are feeling like empty. Therefore, even though the giving the example of Momo would not be like suitable here, but then I'm going to give the example of Khandi, Momo. So like if you wish to, if you desire or wish to have a very like delicious momo, very delicious momo, then you need to like arrange the perfect like ingredients. Yeah, ingredients, all the required ingredients, whether it's different kinds of vegetables and all this. If you wish to have a perfect momo, and then like if you fail to like arrange the perfect ingredients for the delicious momo, the perfect momo, you would never like experience, you would never going to taste a perfect momo. Similarly, if you want to like taste a medium kind of like a momo, then you need to arrange the medium like ingredients. Similarly, if you want to have a not so good other kind of a momo, you need to like arrange ingredients according to this.
Lasso, that Durdi Shabai Nanga Karati Petso, Karakara Shuguyola Vigana, Narzo Chu, Kandichi Yimba Yinayan, Chu, the Sama, the Tenjin, Terran Jonga, Gentila Tuni, Jonga, Tanja Remato, Gentila Matuni, Jonga Kayo Mares, the Insonza Kotendre, Insonza, Ranshinki Tomba, the Chagiores, Tatonda Ma, Tichi Shubaina, Tinichi Chadure.
So whatever the phenomena is, so all these phenomena are like dependently arising. So we need to keep this in mind. All the phenomena are like dependent arising. All these phenomena are very much dependent on other factors, other many factors, other causes and condition. Therefore, like therefore like all phenomena are all phenomena are like all phenomena are not like naturally arisen.
That Dindigo Ninjunga Samba, Janjuga Sim, Yandabi Tawazina, Tombani, Desum the Soso Lojo Yabo Chini, Tamizo Samadia, Ricana Doni, Goyabo Jaksho, Amatala. Wimbala Doni, Goyabo Jakshos.
So now with this we are finished with the three like principle like a part, that is the sense of renunciation or the determination to be free from this cyclic existence, and the next one is the Bodhicitta, and the last one is the perfect view, that is the realization of the emptiness. So now we reach at the last at the last verse, and this last verse is actually saying that after like studying these three principal paths, we need to like go into circulation and then like practice, right?
Sanjane Matsu Sama Yuki Dharam Sagarikana Doni, Shina, de Shinrede Zawala Doni, de Gumjamni, de Yins, numbers of Peronans.
So here Geshe jokingly saying that from now, tomorrow onwards we need to go at the top mountain, and we need to choose one tree, and then we have to meditate over there after going these tracks.
Semoyi, that Tonda Diga Wimba Tini, Tundi Kigo Reza, the Tonda, Liu Wimba, San Namtoka Wimba, Lu de Soso Mimo, Miso Mambu Yosala Deni Gum, Gumjabicalea, Miso Mambu Kilea, Gumjamna Gumte Sam Yapoyum Mares, that Chaber de Assembly are Namtonda, Manda, Jogi Sharni, Soso Gumjamna Gum the Yapoyum May and Sonsa, Linda Zunga Wimba, and Sam Namtoka Wimba, Nigatoni, and the Nigga. Lamjisu sum the yapochi gumgo yores, and Tatonda Mazola, or the Songore.
You remember the same Bateni?
You remember the same Bateni? What did Lamjisu and about some the yapochi Yamni Chigo?
And lastly, it is saying that all sons seek solitude and by enhancing the power of perseverance. So here Geshe had like categorized the solitude into two: the Luwempa, the physical, isolation, and the mental isolation. So here the mental isolation refers to the mind being being freed from various like conceptual thought. And then here Lama Tsonkhapa is saying that now we need to like seek the solitude, both this physical and the mental solitude, and then we need to practice.
Direjawar moche chikar so tenjin dumanya to drushi booze. Jirumbo chiga sakong tanda ngon takpala mi booze ti kana pe senta nyebo kacha. Ngaru so yimba ina ti booze jirumbo chiga nyesi musa tele ya ngaso tsuba che gore song song. Tati tsuba da ngaso kar che gore tonda ngaru so chisum ga samba sambo cheba ina tonda booze ya ga nyesi mu ya ga ti nyam ga ti tar ta tsundo. Ngaso samba sambo che matam na ngaso chi tiglo zubondo chi koni ti pose ati nyam de tsig marda ngaso samba sambo che to ina pose ati ngaso ya ti pu nyam de ya tsundo da ngaso samba sambo che mata ngaso pu nyam de tsugo marda.
So here like Lama Tsonkhapa has addressed Tsangpo Ngawan Chakpa as like O Son. Pu means O Son. So this O Son here refers the vote of like closeness. So here Lama Tsonkhapa is being so close to his disciple, this Tsangpo Ngawan Chakpa. So again here Geshe is advising us that if we hold a very kind heart, if we be like so kind in our daily life, then we would be also considered as we would be like called as the O Son by Lama Tsonkhapa. We would like fall.
Ya da ngaso tama de pu za di nyisi musa de ya subi wan de tani da janzo jiwa yuna dang shwa da.
So now, any questions?
Question you
So this thought and thinking is called as a mistake, right? This desire and everything. The desire and thoughts are called as a mistake, right? And when we are born, is it at that time only we get into this path of misstep? Or what is the starting point of this? Like if enlightenment is a natural state, if enlightenment and emptiness is a natural state, how are humans actually deviating from that path? When do we take that mistake? When do we do that mistake?
When do we do that mistake?
Like if a baby is born, when is the baby doing the mistake of getting into this, getting by that four waves of suffering? When does that start?
Tanda mi la jura mi di ke wa ni ra ta na zo ta da chuo shi de du la de ka dun go zu go re ta da zo ta de chuo ra di sam chuo shi la sam non chu la la chuo di ra mo zo chuo di nem do ta won mi yu de da won zo ta sang ge gong ba to ba ba do ta dan de la wa ra ta won zo chuo di ka ni go zu go so ke wa ni ka dun go zu go le ta da de shi di zo lang di desire da ta de cha la
Yes. 그지나. 당아주 가르레스 딘두게 치고시데 그 가와닌 고 주고 요래스나 델라야 토마요 마레스. 가르 심전라 토마 메인 손자 딘두게 치고시데라야 토마요 마레스. 단 남비 제시데 데자고레스.
칸 코알라 토마 메자.
코알라 토마 메인 심전라 토마 메인 손자 딘디 치고데라야 토마요 마레스. 치고시데레.
So, for example, these four powers of rivers. So you have mentioned all these. So here Geshe is saying that so there is no beginning to the four powers of rivers. And here Geshe is saying that there is no beginning at all to these four rivers, four powerful rivers. It's because in Buddhism it says that there is no beginning to the cyclic existence. Reason here it says that there is no beginning to the cyclic existence. Therefore, as a result, again, there is no beginning to these afflictions. For example, what is the end and the start of this?
There is no end and no beginning.
Yeah. You cannot pinpoint that, oh, this is the starting point, this is the end point.
Ni jini kora janja jende na je korkor ji yin sonza go tere juk tere zini tani ne ko ya adini konjuksa yo mares.
So since we are like within this cyclic existence, therefore we are like revolving in this cyclic existence. All the time we are like rotating or revolving in this cyclic existence. Therefore there is no like starting. We cannot actually pinpoint this is the beginning of the cyclic existence. This is the end of this cyclic existence. We are unable to like pinpoint this.
Dindi soza dagi de yugi chanante yugi de tada de danda tonyo to gubi Gyaltsen de la de haneli to bi sheram mid na ngjo changshan sem la kun sipi sawak chubr mini biz ta garsen ni ngaso ti tomba ni sa ti nyamlen de chena karase di korkor to dindi chin htor thobres de korkor sa dindi htor thob sombaina deni kongo dan jikzeni deni thale korkor ka thale ngaso Palim doya chiga rewa yores. Mando tante ne kola ngaso di korkor dinala kora ke ga na chi tini chini kora chanya jawu yo sonsa tante ne kola ngaso tini ndo chi de yores. Ta namji ke sena yuke tomba nyese atu da tante di lam chi suwa namsum to ngaso nyamle ya wo lo jong che nyamle chi cheban di korkor to sona very good. Acha heze kirang hindi rebe
Indian hai bola.
Indian.
Oh, acha hai dini. Doctor sona acha hai dini.
Acha hai kam to goche mar acha hai. So if you look at the verse number 9, then in the at the third line it says you will not be able to cut the root of samsaric existence. So here Geshe is saying that right now we are in this samsara, this cyclic existence, and then we are like always like taking birth, death, and sickness, and then eventually dying, and again this process is like going on again and again, like there is no end, there is no beginning. So like and then if you have the wisdom, and then in the first line it says if you do not have the wisdom realize the emptiness, wisdom realizing the ultimate nature, then you will keep on like rotating in this cyclic existence. So once you like realize the emptiness, you will be able to break this cycle. You will be able to bomb this or like dismantle this cycle, and then after like breaking this cycle, you will be able to pinpoint, oh, this is the starting point, this is the end point, like that.
Peshabaina tande ne kola ngarucho desade ngarucho dini ro je khatu yimbaina korwaze at dini chini khatu ro ta aso ande nge rmo go chero sala ratu dini chini khatu chiman ale ngodini tugres ta thamade nela thongres ngaso yondan thalma ji lepsa chi yorwa yimbaina tanda ngaso dini korkor chi nala yoyin sonza koti korate jaro kora jamni ko dede o dini do chi ne tan chi sonza ma to yang arto chi lenjab ki marani o simjela thoma yo mare nyumola thoma yo mare dini ka cha to mare nguyo ne tan chen ma so tan ne kola dini kora do chi jamni dede yo sonza thomandere thamandere ka cha shi me ba de ne tan tin chi cha.
So here Geshe is saying that if our like cyclic existence is straight like this, then you can like pinpoint, oh, this is the starting point, this is the end point. But then like reality is that the cyclic existence is like circle, and then we are like always like rotating in this way, like rotating, keep on rotating, and because of that we are unable to pinpoint the starting and the end point. And when any of us raise these kind of questions, we tend to say that, oh, there is no beginning to the cyclic existence, there is no end to the cyclic existence. And when we give this kind of answer, it doesn't mean that we lack the answer, or we are like are unable to answer. We are giving this kind of answer because in reality it is like this. We are like revolving, keep on like rotating in this cyclic existence.
Pena yana cheranzo de pesha karza tirsani de diri kora jaza puto so ta puyi na mechembo na tinal nzani ani passion na lo tandi ni kora jam ta diri kora jam do te kare.
What do you call this? When in the Mela you have this?
Mela the
circles?
No, in the Mela.
The
marigold.
Oh, there. Marigold in Alan Sandona? A passion lot.
Very sweet. India we say merry-go-round.
Oda, Tinalo Tamat Sodi Desare, Tinalo Zatikana Pajo, the Maka part of Korajam the Dedo, Copajo, Kikazu Jamna, Pajo lot of course, same as about the Cote, Korajam. Then I can also invite in Soso Vijig, then the Numos at the laser at the Meva Masoparta, don't I? Kikazu Jamna, Nanagidu, not having to see Kikazu Jamna, Corny there.
Ferris.
Ferris. Ferris wheel.
Ferris
Wheel.
Ferris wheel.
Yeah, like a wheel.
Wheel.
It is sweet.
Ferris wheel. Gosh, Ferris wheel. So yeah, the marigold or that Ferris wheel, Ferris wheel, ferry wheel. So like when we like go into that marigold or the ferry wheel, that and while like when the light is switch on, at the very moment that it starts to like revolve, it starts to rotate, and then in the meantime, people who are like into that marigold scream so much. Oh, this is so like bad. Or I'm like scared, and all these people scream so much. Even though however much people scream, unless and until that button is taken off, this marigold keeps on like rotating. So likewise, like however much we shout, however much we make complaint, oh, this samsaric life is full of like a misery, full of difficulty, full of problem, all this, however much we say, but we are like tend to revolve again in this cyclic existence, unless and until this cycle is like broken down.
That's all. This is Momboreso, Chanazo. Kalikason?
Are you tired since? No.
Sorry.
When do you get to know the cycle is broken?
When you get a labyrinth.
Yeah, but you're right. But
the tata
Look,
korwa
you will
di
feel it. Come
na
on.
tana zu korwa di tadi chewa jura tata tore jura di gonzo khadu hagu gure ni zimu sen sangi di hagu gure la ajenda.
Ale, Kati Hakore, Lavina. Kati Hakore, Sitikana, Sosu, Lojon, Yamichi, Tonda Sosu Gila, Matsutani, Negamazujila, Samba Nimba Jidua. Some long Nimba Rita, no Chunde, Semda, no Simlaso. So, Zawani Zesona, Ani, Tanda di Korkote, Toria, the Sosu Hakono.
So like your Gisla is saying that after like studying these kind of tags and other number of tags, and if you are able to like develop good heart, like kind heart, and then if you are like able to like sever completely the root of like competitiveness, the sense of competitiveness or jealousy or anything, all these bad thoughts are like completely like root out. At that very moment, you will know that you have like broke this chain of cycle.
Take out your tortures in the more Japsandona Pento Mare, I see Japsandona Pento Mare, that's which is your carrier. Around Sosu assembly of Zorta Zoni, Sosu assembled the Trambo Yakuchi Toyena, any and a corporate torno.
why do we have to come back to the world after enlightenment? Like it's so like even after enlightenment, you have to do the laundry, right?
당저 상기 고방 가르 톱 산에 가서 가르 고하나 가진 용거래les.
Sanja Gombo Tomdan Corona in the Dunyon Marite.
I didn't get attendance.
Pena Tiris Yarmochi Sonsoa, G. Dani Chimboza, the Samshin, the Sabala, Akiwalemba Chiresi. Coron, not so the Corona la Kiwalengo Martin, not so la Pento Yon Vichet, and the not so Migi Kiwalemba Chires. Then I think Kori Yang, not so la Pento. Dubichet, Nayante Nanchini, Charanzola Pento Yon Vichet, the Miniam, the Kiwaling Jures, Tirajamuchi, Musu Sonson. Chesa to so, Kos Sanjes on the Korzola Nazo Nanshin could do more to your mare. Yimba in a Nazodan Tumbachini, Koso Pegua Carresin, Nazodan Tumba Machina, Nazogan Ton to woman, J to woman, who sonda to go to woman. Dig Channing Nazotan, me number pep, Gengo Chara Yoba, or Dinig number Chini Pep go.
So like so when someone like comes to this existence after attaining the enlightenment, they do not have to like undergo like suffering like us, even though they have like come into this being, but then they are like they don't have like suffering like us. And then like the reason why they come into this being is solely because to like benefit
Other sentient beings.
yeah, all sentient beings, solely to benefit other sentient beings. And then like in this morning also His Holiness the Dalai Lama has said that the Lama Tsonkhapa has intentionally, he himself has intentionally taken birth in this cyclic existence to benefit other sentient beings. So likewise, His Holiness Dalai Lama said, I am following his steps, and I have like taken birth solely to benefit all other sentient beings. And then you may wonder that, oh, even though they are enlightened, why they are like undergoing suffering? We tend to see like they are aging and everything,
Yes.
suffering and all this. Why we may arise this kind of doubt? And then here Geshe is saying that they have to like exhibit the form of the other beings, or they have to exhibit the actions carried by the other ordinary beings. And if they don't exhibit the forms of the other beings, then you would, since their motive is to benefit us, and then like we as a common being or an ordinary would not be able to see them and also receive the blessings or the teachings from them. So they are coming like in the form like us.
상지 돈이 가서 나시 라와메 버둥어 되고나 다티 상지 캔서 시비지 차노 그러다 상지 돈다.
So if the enlightened beings are like experiencing surfings involuntarily without any freedom, then that kind of Buddha or that kind of enlightened being would be very strange enlightened being.
라서 딱 들이바시 디자는 디서와 투지체 다께로서 상망원의 칼이 갸니 다디니 지 도나 침보지니 배바데 다디 다토니야 몽보두 넘버서 상말라 아니 투지체 이니 계결라 무서그 투지체 가서 심지저디 기시 넘버서 상미그 토니 넘버서 투지체스 안지마지마조이나 양아조디 제나솔라 벤도요나 양 닐런즈라다 디니 요비칸 나서 찹다 디니 따용 그래 디니 넘버서요 뱀나 벤도요나 벤도메나.
So lastly, like thank you all for like joining this class, and then like, on behalf of all the Geshes of the Shide Association, I'm extending my heartfelt thanks to all of you for like taking part in this class, and as well as to the students who had joined online to this class. And then like if this class that we is like beneficial, if you think this is beneficial to you, then you can join the class which we are going to announce later.
당을 ஞாndo 아저 칼리지 자고래 칼리 잡사대 마노로로 지 아저 칼리 잡여서자 참이가 안내 지금 셈바상보지 돈이 모놈지 자인다 가리라비 코르비 신감서 판단되와 말은 좀 제레서 땡제 장수 잡았는데 버도 땡저지 장주 심조를 뭐지 마제바는 제와냐바 메바야 고네 고네 배워시 돈야 따와리 뭐지 마제바는 제와냐바 메바야 고네 고네 배워시 제와 건다야다 라마단 레미 주지 parlano 사단람지 연대라조 더전 장기 공부 멸토 쇼. Thank you. Number 2 sama. Tujiche. That's all. And the good.